Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a long time since my last video, and I apologize for that. Today I got some Resident Evil Outbreak File 2 for you. I noticed, yes, don't tell me, but I did notice that the little item screen is cut off a little bit. I gotta go into my recording program, take a look at it, and see what's the problem, what happened there, why it's cut off. I probably have it adjusted incorrectly. So I'll go ahead and go into the recording program after this video, and I'll look at what's going on there, and I'll readjust it for the next time we reconvene and I do another video. Now, again, another thing, don't tell me, because I already noticed, I'm using infinite ammo. I'm also using a couple cheat codes, so full disclosure, I am cheating a little bit because I don't want to deal with this. This is annoying. But normally, if you're not using cheat codes, what I currently have is infinite health and infinite virus gauge. If you're not using those, you're going to want the gas neutralizing canisters, whatever you want to call them, because you don't want to be walking into a hall with gas and all of a sudden you end up taking a bunch of points on your virus gauge. So we're in the witness interrogation room, and we're going to be looking for plates. Well, that's ammo. There's David running off with one of our plates. For whatever reason, he decided to run off with one of the plates. So we gotta go back in the hallway, and we gotta say, David, you run off with our plate. Why did you do that? That's not nice. So we're gonna request it from David. We're gonna run over to David, and we're going to grab the plate from David. Now you need 5 plates. I'm gonna grab the first 3, and then here's what you want to do. You want to have at least 3 slots available. You want to have at least 1 gas canister with you at all times. And then if you end up in an area with gas, you can plop the canister down, and then you can grab the plate if that area has a plate. So you want at least 1 or 2 of those with you at all times. I'm gonna end up grabbing the first 3 plates, and then I grab the last 2. That's usually how I do this level. I grab the first 3 down here, because down in this area here seems to be where the most gas is. So I always go where I know the gas is going to be present first to take care of that section of the game first. And then I go and grab the last 2, because where the last 2 are at, there's not a whole lot of gas that you got to neutralize where the last 2 are at. It's very rare that you'll end up having to neutralize gas where those last 2 are going to be. So we're going to go back through the hall. Those gas cans are explosive. So if you run into a major deal, you can shoot the gas can, it'll explode, and then you can move on with your life. Now past this room here, there's that safe there. You're gonna get the code to the safe in another room. I get the code to the safe later. I'm not gonna deal with the safe. This is Marvin's memo. Rest in peace, Marvin. But yeah, that was Marvin's memo. We all know what happens to Marvin. Poor Marvin. He was starving to be bit by a zombie. I apologize. That was terrible, and I will never do that again. I thought that would be funny. It was rather lame. Shoot these zombies. Take care of them. Oh, you crow. You dumb crow. Thank you. Because up to that point, I had a no damage run. Thank you very much for screwing up my no damage run. I applaud you. How magnanimous. So, gonna run through here, take care of that zombie. I like playing with the characters who have a gun to start with. I don't like having to pick up a gun and keep a gun in the inventory. I like playing with Kevin and Mark because they got guns to start with. So, really, my dog decided that he was going to move about and jingle his collar. Whatever. I would try to EQ it out, but I don't feel like trying to EQ it out. Sometimes you don't feel like trying to EQ your audio. Really? Come on, man. to take the collar off so you can't jingle it. Anyway, we're back in the hall. Back out the door. And to the emergency stairwell. So, what was I saying? Yeah, I like playing with the Kevin and Bark. Kevin and Bark are my favorite to play with because they start with the gun. Kevin has his 45, which takes him down in 2 shots. And then Mark has his 9mm, which takes him down in 4. And there's our gas. So if you're playing this normally, you're gonna plop one of us down, and you're gonna go ahead and move on. Now we're gonna go collect the 3rd plate. Elisa. I went ahead and chose David and Elisa as my partners. Elisa's gonna have another plate for us. She's just walking around down those stairs aimlessly, but we're gonna go into the night duty room here first. We're gonna grab the do we grab the shotgun, or do I leave it? I think I actually leave the shotgun, but I don't remember. We don't want that. That's a handgun HP magazine. You would grab a magazine if you're playing with a character who doesn't have a gun and you're playing it without the infinite ammo. You gotta have a gun in one of your main item slots. You're gonna want the magazine because the magazine is gonna help. It's gonna beat having to manually reload. Because with the magazine, you can go in your item inventory. You can go over to the handgun rounds, and you can combine the handgun rounds with the magazine, and then you combine the magazine with the handgun. Unfortunately, I think the magazines are only a 1 use. You only get 1 use from every magazine that you find. So, if you're gonna go with the magazine route, you gotta find multiple magazines. That's not how magazines work, Capcom. I should know. I'm a gun owner. I know how magazines work, and guess what? That's not how they work at all. As a matter of fact, what you do with your magazine is you load your rounds, your shells, cartridges in your magazine, and then you put your magazine in your pistol, AR-15, whatever, and you aim your little pistol, AR-15, whatever it is, at a little paper target downrange, and you pull the trigger. I mean, it's that simple. It's not magazines. Okay, fair enough. Every time you use up all the rounds in your magazine, you have to reload the magazine, but they're not a one-use thing. If you end up in a zombie apocalypse, you're not gonna take time to reload your magazine. You're gonna move on to your next magazine. You're gonna have multiple magazines. So, fair enough, you'll have multiple magazines, but as soon as you get a chance, you're not gonna just toss the one magazine to the trash. As soon as you get a chance, you're going to stop and you're gonna reload your empty magazines. And that's how it works. Just a little rant about how magazines and guns work for anyone who's interested in how that type of stuff actually works. So, we have the other amulet, the other plate from Elisa. We're gonna get her an HP handgun, and but first we're gonna give Ben, rest in peace, Ben. We're gonna give Ben the thing. Now we have all 3 plates. I thought I'd get the plate later, but now we have all 3 plates. So we have the first 3 out of 5. You give Ben the secret file. I gathered the secret file earlier in the video from that room. You can rewind, and you'll know where I gathered it. Or I can pass it, and I can tell you which room it is. If I pass it along the way back to the main area, you'll know where it is. But now we have Elisa. Elisa, for whatever reason, does not have this handgun. I don't know if she come out here and discovered the handgun, or if she's just been walking back and forth between Ben and that hallway. My guess is she's just been walking back and forth between Ben and that hallway, and she didn't know where to go to gather items. So, Now she has an HP handgun, and now she's gonna follow me a little bit. I think she gets stuck down here for whatever reason. You're not gonna go into this door. Don't go into the autopsy room. This room, unless you're playing on Resident Evil 2, this room has nothing to offer you. For whatever reason, I went in here. I don't want that. You can use... I don't remember what you used, but that is a recovery medicine. You can use the recovery medicine base to make a recovery medicine. So let's show you what kind of trouble you can get into. Well, right here, this is going to cost you probably a point on your virus gauge. So there's 1 point. At this point, you probably, if you played correctly, if you played smart, you're probably at maybe 20-30%.
Help me. Caution.
And now you're gonna end up losing so much percent here because you don't have another canister. Because I'm not playing with the to grab the canisters. I'm not playing the way I should be playing. I'm cheating. Anyway, watch what she does. She's going to offer me her stun gun. I'm gonna take her stun gun because she doesn't deserve it. She don't need it. For whatever reason, I thought, because I heard a zombie come through a door. I thought it was that door, but it wasn't that door. It was another door. I'm gonna guess it was another door, so I shot down the hall. Now watch what I do. You saw what Alessa did, but watch what I do. I'm gonna go into the first floor lobby. More toxic gas. Whew. Okay, so we're going to go to the main hall or first floor lobby, whatever, for the main hall. And we're gonna drop off these 3 plates. David is gonna come through that door. Oh, right on cue. He has nothing to offer. I don't want what he's offering. I'm gonna go drop these plates off. I'm gonna grab the unicorn medal. The unicorn medal gets put to the side. And now, I'm gonna use these 3 plates. Then I'm gonna go up the ladder. I'm gonna go up those ramps. I'm gonna go up the ladder and I'm gonna grab the 4th plate. Instead of grabbing the 4th and 5th plate, watch what I do. I'm gonna grab the 4th plate. First, I'm gonna go here because I realize I need the code for the 5th plate. But I'm gonna go grab the 4th plate, and then I'm gonna come back down the ladder, and then I'm decided that okay, 4, 4, 2, 5. Instead of grabbing the 5th plate, I'm going to place the 4th plate where it goes. Little Easter egg there for you. I'm gonna put the 4th plate where it goes. Then I'm gonna go grab the 5th plate. And then when I've grabbed the 5th plate, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to place the 5th plate where it goes. Then I'll finally be done with this area. Now, for whatever reason, later on, I decide that I'm going to turn myself in a circle, and then I'm going to scoot. And y'all are gonna see that too here in a couple seconds. The ladder dance. I don't know why I decided to do these little maneuvers. I thought they would be funny. And if not for the crow earlier, I would have gone through this entire level on a no damage run. So through the door into the other side of the waiting room. And now, you remember we moved this chest earlier. Climb the chest, grab the ruby plate. That's great. You got the plate. So you're gonna grab the ruby plate. Now you're gonna exit to the main hall. Now, watch what I do. Again, I'm gonna go down the ladder. And instead of going and grabbing the 5th and then placing them both, I decide to place the 4th, go grab the 5th, waste my time, and then come back. Now, before I do that, I decide to waste more time by spinning in a circle. Freaking David appears out of nowhere. Hi, David. I don't know where he come from. It looked like he just spawned in, to be honest. He wasn't there. Now, I decide to place the plate. placed the ruby plate. Okay, I've placed the ruby plate. Well, now I can place the ruby plate because it was being a jackwagon. Now I go up the stairs. And now I go get the 5th plate from the safe. And if you don't have a gas canister, there you go. You're now losing more virus meter, and you're now getting more infected. Grammatical errors were made. That guy missed you, so you're gonna want these so you don't miss me again. You're gonna want those so you don't end up having to lose more on your virus meter. You can come over here to this desk for another memo if you want the memo. If you're on a memo hunt, I've showed you a few memos. I never really bothered collecting all the memos, and I don't want to bother collecting all the memos. I really got to figure out why it was cut off. I'll figure that out in the next video. So 4425, the code changes every time, and I believe it changes depending on who you play as. Now we have another zombie in here, and he's done. Ooh, dodge, nice dodge. So I've dodged these zombies a couple of times. They're not that hard to dodge. Now you place the canister down if you have one, so you don't lose more on your virus meter. You go to your main hall, you place the 5th and final plate. You don't do what I do. Learn from my mistake. If you can get on the stairs, you get on the stairs. And now you go over here. If I can maneuver, there we go. Your little tank controls. You use the plate. Little cutscene plays. You skip that cutscene. Now loading. That's also cut off a little bit. Okay. So it was cut off just a little bit, little tad hair, tiny some. And now you go ahead and exit. Whoa. I just lowered my chair. Hang on. That's why I stopped talking. Sorry about that. Anyway, you exit through here. You talk to Marvin. He asked you if you want to gather the survivors. Rest in peace, Marvin. So you gather the survivors. It says now loading. It's a little cut off. I'll figure it out again after the video. There's David. Now at this part, you're just gonna wait for the zombies to bust through the gate, or if you've taken the time to gather the boards, which are on the roof, you gather the boards and board up the gate. And I don't know what happens after you board up the gate, because I always do the other way. I always take the hard route and pause, by the way, on the hard. I always take the hard route, and I go ahead and just dispatch the zombies. Infinite ammo or not. This part ain't that hard. All you gotta do is keep this little area clear. I think Elisa one of us just blew everybody up, and I think it was Elisa. Elisa just blew everybody up. So everybody is blown up. My dog is going to go ahead and drink some water. Yeah, there he goes. That's what all that clanging was. I would equalize it out. I would try to equalize it out, but I don't want to deal with it. So once you've cleared enough zombies, the truck is going to go ahead and come through. The scenario is going to be done. I'm just going to go ahead and skip the cutscene. To be continued. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Remember to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, keep the blood flowing, and stay infected. Peace out, guys.